The imposter is finally revealed, and guys, is Oda planning Egghead Island to be bigger than Marineford? Because One Piece chapter 1078 is setting up something absolutely insane. The events of the next couple of chapters are so groundbreaking that it is said that the outcome of it will shock the entire world. What's up guys, Drinks Coke here, and today I'ma briefly go over One Piece chapter 1078 and dissect exactly what Oda is cooking. If you like One Piece or just about anime and manga in general, like this video, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video, shall we? Chapter 1078 is titled Escape Limit, and on the cover story we get a marriage. Yeah. Congratulations to Caesar and Judge on your marriage, and I hope y'all nothing but success. Jokes aside, I don't know about y'all, but I really wish that this is the last cover story that we are going to get about them, because I'm honestly just far more interested to see what is happening on Wano. So the chapter starts with Stussy briefing Sentomaru about the government putting up to Egghead Island with Kizaru and tells him that whatever is about to happen is going to be a lot more severe than what happened in Ohara. Because, unlike Ohara, Egghead actually has formidable combative and defensive capabilities. Upon hearing that, the entire island starts evacuating. We then get to Frankie's group, where we see that he is half petrified and can't do anything. Then, as Pythagora tries to escape, S-Snake spots him and kills him. RIP little man, sorry for doubting you. In the next page, we get to Robin's group, where Atlas finally remembers that there is a room that's been sealed off for a while now, and Robin suggests that they should go and check it out. This pretty much implies that there is a possibility that we are going to see Robin, Chopper, and Atlas facing against the traitor and possibly even a Seraphim, or a new one I hope, because I'm still praying for Doflamingo Seraphim. We then cut to Nami's group. And bro, I'ma tell you, this is going to feed Sanji fans for weeks to come. So in the last chapter, we saw Sanji coming to the rescue of Nami by kicking Seraphim Jinbei. And even though it felt like it did a lot of damage to S-Shark, without much of a surprise, it took 0 damage. But, just look at this Giga Chad tanking a punch from the so-called strongest form of humanity like it was nothing. Like the fact that Sanji is flexing his durability to a Lunarian of all people might be just one of the chattest stuff that I've seen in a while. And this fight is honestly turning out to be quite interesting to me, because if Sanji ends up beating the Seraphim, which I believe that he will, that would signify that Judge's creation surpasses that of Vegapunk's. And man, the memes and the agenda coming out of this are actually so funny to me, especially this one. And it's actually even funnier how in the next panel, we see Luffy and Zoro literally panting, almost as if they are struggling while fighting against S-Beer and S-Hawk. So I guess that's a pretty great feat from Sanji, I would say. Anyways, Luffy then notices that S-Hawk disappeared, and by the looks of it, it seems that he might have been teleported by Seraphim Kuma to guard the entrance of wherever Stella is locked up in. And like I said earlier, this might signify the possibility that we might be seeing Robin's group facing against Seraphim Mihawk. But fear not, because Zoro and Usopp immediately starts chasing after him. Yeah, Usopp, you know, like the giraffe dude with the long ass nose? Yeah, that was pretty cringe, I'm sorry. Anyways, I love just how Oda brought back the gag of Luffy calling Kaku Usopp. So before we get into my favorite part of this chapter, let's talk about the ending of 1078, where we finally get to know who the traitor is. And it is revealed that Vegapunk number 6, representing greed, called Diorc, is the Sussy Baka. Yeah, in hindsight, this makes perfect sense. The fact that she is Stella's greed incarnate, paired with the fact that she is the last Vegapunk, just honestly makes me feel so dumb for not catching it sooner. But hey, I guess Oda is just built different. So essentially, it was revealed that she was the one who exposed Vegapunk's research on the poneglyphs to the world government. All of this because she desires to be the only Vegapunk and to become a celestial dragon, which I'ma be real honest here, she pretty much already lives like one. Like all she does is eat, sleep, and shits, so I don't get why she wants to become one, but I guess it makes sense because she's greed. Which finally brings me to my favorite part of the chapter, because you know things are about to go down in One Piece when the narrator starts popping off in the text bubble. And he pretty much starts off by saying that only one day remains before the infamous Egghead Incident, and that whatever is about to happen was set in motion 3 months ago. It started off with York snitching to the world government that Vegapunk has been conducting research on the Void Sanctuary, and to confirm the facts, CP5, CP7, and CP8 agents were all dispatched to Egghead Island. But that was all part of York's plan, because the main reason why they never returned back to the Marine headquarters is because she captured all of them, using this as a perfect opportunity and a chance to get into contact with the Gorosei to talk about probably promoting her to a Celestial Dragon status. And upon seeing that the CP agents never returned, the Gorosei issued the assassination of Dr. Vegapunk by sending CP0 there. And they took into precaution that Vegapunk will have all the Pacifistas and the Seraphins with him, so they decided to send a whole battalion of marine ships housing many vice admirals, Kizaru, and the first Gorosei member that we are about to see in action, Saint J. Garcia Saturn. Unfortunately, they did not take into the equation that the Straw Hats pirates and Jewelry Bonnie would appear on Egghead Island, prompting them to send even more ships. Nevertheless, in any case, this chain of events is going to culminate tomorrow, and the outcome of it will shock the world. So, what exactly is Oda cooking? Because the setups here are the exact same with that of Marineford, and if Marineford ended with the death of the son of the Pirate King, Ace, and Whitebeard declaring that the One Piece is real before his death, signaling the start of a new era, then what is the outcome that is going to shock the world now? I pretty much thought about it for quite a while and came up with these 3 possible outcomes, and I'm going to start off with an honorable mention, and that is the death of Kizaru. And the reason why it's an honorable mention is not only because we know how Oda is with his death and fake out death, but also because the impact of it will just not be on par with what happened at the end of Marineford. We pretty much need to take into account that we are currently in the final saga, meaning that every single major parties in the world of One Piece are going to start making their moves very soon, and Kizaru's death just will not necessarily be the right trigger for the final war of some sort, but it's quite fun to theorize about it. Alright, so the first outcome will be that the Gorosei member Saint Saturn gets punched in the face by the Warrior of Liberation. It is pretty obvious how Egghead Island parallels some of the biggest arcs in One Piece, especially that of Sabaody Archipelago with the appearance of Kizaru, Sentomaru, and Kuma. And during that arc, the biggest trigger that eventually led up to the crushing defeat of the Straw Hats was Luffy punching a Celestial Dragon. And since there is no Celestial Dragon this time to punch, why not have Luffy punch someone of an equal standing in the hierarchy of the world? Someone who is a direct puppet of Imusama, someone who is so important that they need their tea examined for poison. Such a person getting hurt could start chaos like we've never seen before, which kinda ties to the second outcome, where I truly believe and I really hope that Monkey D. Dragon, the leader of the Revolutionary Army, finally gets into action and possibly shows us why he is the strongest in the verse. And the reason for his appearance is quite simple. It is throughout the Egghead Island arc that we've got to see Dragon in his younger age talking about his ambition. We got to learn that not only are the events of Ohara part of the reason why he formed the Revolutionary Army, but we also got to learn about his friendship with Vegapunk, which Shaka himself called him earlier in the arc, signaling that he might die soon. And now now that Shaka is presumed dead, in addition to the fact that a Gorosei member is pulling up to Egghead Island, it would just be the perfect moment, the perfect time for Dragon to finally show his fangs to the world government. Not only would it be absolutely shocking to the world of One Piece, but it will also be extremely shocking to us One Piece fans to see Dragon and Luffy finally meet. Just imagine the god of the rain and the sun god fighting side by side. And lastly, if unfortunately my headcanon doesn't come true, then there's just nothing better to shock the world of One Piece but by exposing what the world government wanted to keep hidden so long, and that is the name of the ancient kingdom. Egghead Island has a lot of parallels to the events of Ohara, something that was again reminded to us in the beginning of the chapter, with Stussy saying that Vegapunk continued the research of the scholars of Ohara but has taken it much further, confirming about just how much Vegapunk knows about the Void Century. And just like how Dr. Clover has failed to reveal the name of the ancient kingdom before his death, it'll just pretty much come full circle for Vegapunk to complete what his old friend couldn't by signaling and revealing the existence and the true history of the world. This will serve as a snowball effect, erupting the light of revolution in the hearts of the oppressed, having them lift up their arms and fight to bring down the tyranny rule of the Celestial Dragons. This reveal alone will be far more impactful than even the last words of Whitebeard, which will definitely shock the entire world. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like this video, you already know what to do. Click the subscribe button, and if you want to know how Oda might have foreshadowed Vivi's ultimate fate in the final saga of One Piece, click the video right here. Until next time, drink some Coke.